Oh, hey there, Bob. Let's do our trust exercise. A trust exercise? Yeah, I fall backwards. You catch me. I'm not sure about that. Ready? I'm about to go. No, I'm not ready. Here we go. 3, 2... No, stop. I can't watch. 1... Ouch. Painful. Oof. Ouch. That hurt. Oh, Bob, why didn't you catch me? Sorry, I wasn't ready. Trust is a wonderful thing. It means that we rest on someone else to help us when we're in trouble. And the best friendships of all are filled with trust. So, coming up today, latest edition of Doggy News, Jesus and the Trusting Centurion story, and make your own parachutes.
Just being with you, knowing that you're my friend, it feels so good. It makes everything seem okay. When the darkness comes and your light seems to fade, never let me doubt you, never let me be afraid. Be my place to run to, be my place to hide. Let me feel you near me, show me a way of life. Be my place to run to, be my place to hide. Let me feel you near me, show me a way of life.
Welcome to SPSJ Kids. Today is the last one in our friendship series. A few tears down the cheek. We spent the last 5 weeks thinking about how Jesus shows us what it means to be a really good friend. And today we're thinking about how good friends trust each other. Now, you know when someone brings a package to our door? If I'm upstairs with my headphones on listening to my funky music, I know that I can always trust Shabba to bark and let me know that there's someone there so I can get it. We call her our doggy doorbell. So let's hear from today's doggy news.
Woof, 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 woof. Doggy news. Woof, 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 woof. Doggy news. Woof, 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 woof. Doggy news. Doggy news. Doggy news.
Welcome to Doggy News. My name's Shabba.
And I'm Max, or some people call me Max Power.
Who Who is Max Power?
It's my superhero doggy name. I'm inspired by Crypto, the super dog.
But what's that got to do with this week's doggy news?
Haven't you heard about Holiday Club? Holiday Heroes beginning next Saturday? It's all superhero themed.
Oh, my tail is wagging like a helicopter of excitement.
Also for today, we've had some great pictures of other super dogs sent in too.
Yeah, here's Lila, who lives in Hereford, listening to doggy news.
Ha ha, a joke of the first order there.
Listening to my epic Star Wars jokes. Wait, why is she yawning?
That's what your jokes do to people sometimes, Max. They're so silly people will fall asleep to escape them.
That's not very nice.
Only joking. Now I'm the joker. I love your jokes. Woof!
Speaking of Lila, it looks like she prefers reading books to doggy news.
What's that book called? To Kill a Mockingbird? Lila, what did mockingbirds ever do to you?
Sound tasty to me. Do they taste like chicken?
Don't get yourself in a flap, Max. We also have some more amazing pictures of the amazing Mabel, who also lives in Hereford.
Maybe she could be called in super doggy names the one and only Marvelous Mabel.
Here's her superhero outfit.
Her special power is being able to take on the appearance of other doggies. Here, for example, is Mabel with the body of another doggy, Floki.
That's very clever, Mabel.
And here she's hiding away from something. I wonder what.
Maybe it's this massive doggy.
Wow, he's even bigger than me.
Mabel even has 2 sidekicks. Here they are in their superhero car.
Maybe they're off to rescue a cat stuck up a tree.
And finally, here's 2 more super dogs, Hobnob and Hovis. They're rescue doggies, just like us.
Hobnob and Hovis. Sound like biscuits to me. Very tasty.
Max, or should I say Super Max, you meant to save doggies, not dream of eating them.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
But that's all we have time for this week.
We're really looking forward to Holiday Heroes next week.
In the meantime, keep barking. Woof!
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 Woof! Woof!
Doggy news. Doggy news. Doggy news. Doggy news. Doggy news. Thanks, doggies. Here is our bonio for each of you for being such good news presenters. Wait, what's that? That's not enough. You want some extra tummy rubs too? Oh, okay, of course, doggies. Here's your bonio and tummy rub. Well, anyway, we're thinking about trust today. If someone trusts us, if we really love them as a friend, we don't want to let them down. We want to be trustworthy. We want them to feel glad that they have chosen to trust us. So this next song, We Are Loved, is about God's love for us all and how this means that God wants to be someone we can trust. God wants to be trustworthy, and he is trustworthy because he loves us.
Sunshine on my face, letting my head down. All my friends every day, letting the good times roll.
So now it's time for our story with my identical twins. It's a true story about how a Roman soldier, a centurion, trusted Jesus. So let's open up and begin. The Roman soldier stood before his soldiers. There were 100 in all, each and every person sworn to do whatever the centurion commanded. Fetch my sword! Yes, sir! Right away, sir! Fetch my shield! Yes, sir! Right away, sir! Forward march! Yes, sir! Right away, sir! All of the soldiers followed his orders, and they marched off together through the streets of the town of Capernaum. The centurion was used to giving orders, and he was used to being obeyed, not only by his men, but also by the people of Capernaum too. For the Romans were in charge of that city and all the land where Jesus lived, a land they had taken by force and now ruled with a cruel hand. One day, the centurion went home to hear some bad news. His servant was ill, unable to move and in great pain. The centurion felt sorry for his servant, but for all his power, there was nothing he could do, no order he could give to make that pain go away. So the centurion went to see Jesus. He'd heard that Jesus made sick people well, and so his request was simple. He said to Jesus, "Help me, sir, my servant is terribly ill." The people standing round Jesus wondered what he would do. This centurion and his soldiers had bullied them and stolen from them and pushed them around. Would Jesus do for this man what he had done for so many others? But there was no question in Jesus' mind. He had taught his followers to love everyone, even their enemies. How could he do any less? So Jesus said, "I will go and heal him." And then the centurion said something that surprised them all. He replied, "No." And could it be that he was remembering all the cruel things he had done? The centurion continued, "I do not deserve to have you visit my house, but I do know this. I am a man with power and authority. I tell my soldiers to fetch this and they do it, saying, 'Yes, sir! Right away, sir!' I tell them to fetch something else and the answer is the same. 'Yes, sir! Right away, sir!' And when I order them to march, they obey. 'Yes, sir! Right away, sir!' You have power too. Power over sickness. So all you need to do is give the order and I know that my servant will be healed." Jesus turned to those around him, amazed. "This man trusts me. He really does. I have not found this kind of trust even from among our own people. And I'm telling you the truth when they say that people just like this man, people from all over the world, will one day be a part of all that God is doing. But because they don't trust me, some of our own people will miss out." Then he turned to the centurion and said, "Go, all that you hope for will happen." And at that very hour, the centurion's servant was healed. "Yes, sir! Right away, sir!" Wow, wasn't that amazing? The centurion, though he had done so much wrong in the past, ends up having loads of trust for Jesus. In fact, he trusts Jesus so much that he believes that he can heal his servant even though he isn't going there in person. That is a big thing to believe. And it shows that he trusts Jesus even with big things that he cares a lot about. And Jesus shows that he is trustworthy. If anyone trusts in him, they will never ever be disappointed or let down. you can always trust Jesus. You could even say Jesus is a bit like a perfect parachute. How? You can always trust him when you're skydiving or when you do anything very scary. You can always trust him that he will stop you falling and bring you safely to the ground. And that he will make everything okay in the end. And that leads nicely onto our craft, parachute making. Have you ever wanted to do skydiving? Because today we're going to be making our own homemade parachutes with recycled plastic bags. So for this, you're going to need some scissors. Please be very careful using these. Some sellotape, small piece of blue tack, just some old card, and an old carrier bag or other plastic bag. So you may also need, if you'd like, some sort of action figure or Lego man. He's got a nice helmet on to keep him safe. He's going to be the volunteer parachuter. Don't worry, ask for his permission first. You also need some thread as well. So I forgot about that. So what we're going to do first is make the parachute, then make the supports on it so that it stays together. Then we're going to attach him onto it with thread onto his backpack. So let's start with the parachute. So get your plastic bag. Be very careful for this bit, but basically you just want a fairly large square of plastic. If you cut it just very carefully, one line, doesn't have to be very neat. You can make it round if you want, but I'm going to do it square because it's a bit easier to cut. And there's one side, and the third side, like that. There we go. Not really that neat, but never mind. Then, in order to make sure it doesn't just collapse, we're going to make some supports for it. So there's got some any cardboard here. I'm going to cut it into two very thin strips. These are going to be the supports, and they're cardboard because they need to be really lightweight to stop the parachute being too heavy. There's one, there's another. Make them as thin as you can, just about sort of 2 to 3 millimeters along the side. You see, we're going to put them like this so that it stays more together, it doesn't bend as much. So if you get these, put them crossways, diagonally across, corner to corner. Then once you've done that, get some sellotape and basically stick it down to the parachute, which is easy enough. So yes, so stick it down like that, corner to corner, meeting at the middle. And there we go, look, the parachute is much less floppy now, which means it'll be able to support Buzz as he goes down. So now, if you get your thread, it's a bit difficult to see on the camera actually because it's so thin. Thin thread often works a bit better. So basically you need something that's about the same length as the diagonals here. So you want to measure out from the start to here, like that, and then cut a length off about that length, the same length as diagonally across the parachute. Then basically just do that 4 times. So what I like to do to make things simple, put the thread down and then just use that length to get 3 more lengths. So there we have our 4 lengths of thread, and now we want to put these, attach them to each corner, and we're going to use sellotape again for that. So yeah, just basically find the end, a bit fiddly this bit, so find the end of the string, and then, so you can hear our dog panting in the background. Shabba's watching very gladly. Anyway, so we've just got a little piece of sellotape to stick to the end here. So we get the end, put it on the sellotape, then put it in the corner. That's one end. And now basically do that for the 3 other corners. Basically stick the end of the thread to each corner one by one. now we've attached the thread to all the 4 corners. Now we just need to get Buzz. I'm just going to remove him from this first parachute here. Take off the old parachute backpack. And now you get your blue tack. Basically you want to stick all the 4 ends of the thread into this blue tack so it can be attached to Buzz successfully. So there's one end. This again is a bit fiddly. And then put your last end in here. Now we have a backpack ready to attach to Mr. Buzz. Where's he gone? There he is. Now just stick it to his back or to whatever you put on. And he is attached and ready to go. So here's the parachute. Here's Buzz. We're ready for his test flight. Are you ready, Buzz? Yes, I am. Even though he's upside down. So let's see how this goes. Let's have a prayer based on parachutes. Now, a parachute is a bit like something which we put all our trust in. And sometimes, when we're really worried about stuff, we need someone to trust in to take away our fears. So this prayer is about giving our fears over to Jesus and then letting them go. So, maybe you'd like to think about something that you are worried about. If you have a parachute, you can hold on to that, getting ready to let it go. Or you can hold on to something else, anything else that you'd like to. It could be a ball, or even a piece of fruit, a pear, why not? As long as you eat it afterwards, after washing it, of course. Or sellotape, whatever you want. So, if you hold this, think of something that's really worrying, that's really weighing you down. And then, when we give it over to God, we're going to let this go, to represent us letting it go and trusting God with it. So yeah, let's pray together. You can use your own words if you like. I'm going to pray with some words of my own. So dear Lord, please help me with all the things I'm worried about. Please help me to trust you with them entirely, because I can always trust you, and I let them go to you right now. Amen. So we can trust in Jesus no matter what. So now we got our final song by Icing Pop called See Those Hands. This is all about the love so amazing and so true that Jesus showed for us all by dying for us on the cross. That shows just how much we can trust him. He even died for us, so we can trust him with our whole lives too.
Don't deserve a love so real. It gave my heart away to heal. A love so wonderful and fine. So tell me, how can this be mine? Deeper love beyond all measure. Such a gift you can't compare. See those hands upon the cross for you and me. They were there to make his sacrifice complete. There was nothing else that anyone could do. Love so amazing, so true. And though the thorns became a crown, a greater king cannot be found. The cross designed to bring the end has given me my Savior friend. Deeper love beyond his sacrifice complete. There was nothing else that anyone could do. Love so amazing, so true. Deep the love beyond all measure. Such a gift, who can compare? See those hands upon the cross for you and me. They were there to make his sacrifice complete. There was nothing else that anyone could do. Love so amazing, so true. Love so amazing, so true. Love so amazing, so true.
Wow, what amazing love Jesus has. So amazing, so true. He is the friend that we can always trust. This brings us to the end of our friendship series. If you missed any, pop over to our YouTube channel and they're all there. And next week we're moving on to something incredibly exciting. Our virtual holiday club, Holiday Heroes. We can't meet in person this year, very sadly, to play those crazy holiday club games. But we're going to be doing it on Saturday mornings via video instead. Check this out. So join us for the next 4 Saturdays for superheroes, special crafts, and of course a competition to see which team will win. Lucy and Bert the puppets are even making their debut on the screen. It's the same as SPSJ Kids, 9:30 AM on Saturdays it goes out, or any time afterwards on catch-up. Anyway, better be off. Need to start getting my superhero outfit ready. Should I be Batman or Superman? Oh, what about Wonder Woman? Or maybe Spider-Man? Or... oh, bye!